Hey guys, just chilling here in Laureles. Today is April 13th, Thursday, so there is a Catholic holiday in Colombia called Semana Santa. So they're basically celebrating this holiday, so a lot of businesses are closed. I was planning on showing you guys a few things today, but I don't know if I'll be able to. So I thought I would just take this time just to talk about my experience from the beginning. Ever since I took this trip, I get a lot of messages on Facebook or even my friends reaching out asking me like, how do you like it? You're crazy for doing this. You know, everybody thinks I'm nuts for coming out here without family or friends or knowing anybody the first time around. Now I have friends here and know a few people, which is kind of nice. But to be honest, it's just the fear, which is not even real, because your mind kind of just makes it up. But once you take the action to actually book this flight, come over here, you just figure shit out. Because in Urdu, which is my native tongue, there's actually a saying called Zarurat Ejad Ki Maa Hai, which means necessity is the mother of invention. Kind of means like, once you need to figure shit out, you figure shit out. So basically, when I first got here, my Spanish was even terrible. The only two verbs I knew were tener and querer. So the only thing I could say is yo quiero and yo tengo. And immersion actually is really good for picking up a new language, because when you have no other option, you just kind of pick it up. Hola, ¿cómo estás? This is the Peruvian joint I always check out. It's really nice and pretty cheap, because you can eat a really good meal for about $6-7. So definitely a good spot to hit up. It's on Nutibara. It's called Kusi. Anyway, sorry I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so once you get here, you just figure shit out, because once you have no other option, it just gets easier. Whether it's figuring out finances, housing. One of the really good things I did when I first got here is right away I joined a university, because I didn't know anybody here, and I thought it was a good way to get to know people, and also, you know, take Spanish classes, because it's a must here, because nobody really speaks English. So once I joined the university, it was kind of a good experience, because I would meet other students there, both, you know, foreigners and Colombian, and it was a good way to, you know, kind of make a social circle and have stuff to do. Anyway, so that's the biggest thing, because before you come here, you're always fearful of the unknown. Like, all my friends are watching Narcos and shit, and the only thing they know about Colombia is Pablo Escobar and kidnappings and all the crazy shit. But that was so long ago. Like, I actually feel really safe here. I mean, it does help that I have a dark complexion, because I kind of blend in. Because I know my Colombian friends tell me that if you're like, you know, white, blonde hair, blue eyes, you kind of stick out more. Which is kind of good and kind of bad, because I know if you're like, you know, blonde, blue-eyed person, especially if you're a guy, like, all the girls check you out. And for me, like, I don't get noticed as much, but at the same time, I don't get noticed as much by thieves or bad people either, which those guys might be susceptible to. So I guess it's kind of give and take. But Colombians are actually the friendliest people in the world, because it's so easy to talk to people, ask for help. I remember yesterday when I was getting my Civica card, I just asked this girl at the station, I'm like, hey, do you know where do I go? And she literally walked me to the office that issues those cards. So it was really nice of her. She kind of went out of her way, spent like 10-15 minutes with me. So that's one thing that I really appreciate about Colombians, is the fact that people are really nice and down to earth. Also, they are very inviting of foreigners, as long as you respect their culture and you're not here for the wrong reasons. Because I know there's a lot of people here for drugs, sex tourism, stuff like that, and that kind of turns them off, you know, because their country has so much more to offer. Yeah, so about the fear of coming here, don't be fearful. just get over here. People are nice. It's safe as long as you have your wits about yourself. This is probably not the safest thing I'm doing, recording myself while walking on the street and speaking English, but I'm pretty familiar with this area, living here for for 6 months before. But yeah, so definitely do that. And for me, it was easier to make a move here too because I was born abroad in Pakistan. And whenever I tell people about Pakistan, the first thing that comes to their mind is, oh my God, like bombs and terrorists. And it's not like that everywhere. I mean, I have a lot of family in Pakistan still, and I lived there for 13 years. And, you know, it's just a lot of times people watch too much TV, so their perception of reality is from, like, you know, through a screen. So same thing happens with Colombia, where people ask me like, oh, is it dangerous there, cocaine, Pablo Escobar, this and that, and there's bad areas everywhere, but doesn't make the whole place dangerous. I mean, as long as you stay away from the bad areas, which are there in the US as well, you will be fine, you know. And I'm gonna stop recording, but I just wanted to make a video because I just want to stay consistent. The reason I started my YouTube channel is not even to get views or anything. I just want to get, you know, used to of being on the camera and recording for you guys, so you guys kind of know what everyday life is like here. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Take it easy.